Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 9 Where the Soul Goes, the unseen path, the signs, and the love that doesn't leave. You're listening to Our Candy Rose for Those Who Stay, a grief and soul journey podcast in loving memory of Candace Rose, 2007 to 2025. For those who stay, we remember her life will not be in vain. Everything we do will be in her name. I'm Dena, and this is our story, and maybe it's yours too. Well, Merry Christmas time. You know, my coworkers are a little biased. Santa's favorite nurse, but I'll take it. And hi, Candace. Hi, baby. All right, let's get into it. There are questions we don't know we're going to ask until grief forces them to our lips. Where did she go? Is she safe? Can she still see me? Does she know I'm talking to her? Does she hear me cry? Does she send me signs? Or am I just desperate to believe? These questions are not weakness. They're not irrational. They're not a lack of faith. They're love, trying to understand itself in a new form. And today we step into the mystery that every grieving heart tries to solve. Where does the soul go? And how do they stay with us after they leave? We're not looking for certainty, just connection, just comfort, just truth in whatever form we can feel. The spiritual geography of loss. When Candace died, I didn't just lose her. I lost the map, the rules. I lost the certainty of the physical world. Nothing felt reliable anymore. Not gravity, not silence, not the body that held my child. But almost immediately, things started happening. Little moments of alignment that felt too specific, too personal, too her to ignore. A window opening up at 3 a.m., a song lyric catching in my throat, a sudden tug to look up, and there, a sign I didn't ask for but desperately needed. And slowly I began to understand something. The soul doesn't disappear, it transitions, it expands, it steps out of the body, but not out of relationship. The connection changes form, but it doesn't break. Some people call it heaven, some call it the other side, the astral plane, the afterlife, or simply home. I call it where she is and where my daddy is. And somehow still here. Because presence isn't always physical, sometimes it's energetic, intuitive, emotional. Sometimes it's a whisper only the heart can hear. The ways they reach us. There are 1,000 ways a soul stays close. 1,000 ways love refuses to fade. Here are the ones Candace uses with us. The witching hour wake-ups, 2:59 a.m., 3:01 a.m., 4:44 a.m. Always right in that thin veil hour. A nudge, a presence, a sudden awareness. It's never frantic. It's never random. It's a soul reaching through the quiet, like a mother checking on her child, or a daughter checking on her grieving mother. Cardinals all around, one specifically at a truck with bright red wings, possible timing, that steady stare, and the recognition from a little child. It's Candace. Children often know. They haven't learned to doubt it yet. They don't rationalize miracles away. Music, numbers, timing, songs that land in the exact moment we need them. license plates with her birthday, clocks blinking, 8:15, phone calls aligning like constellations. Synchronicities aren't coincidences. They're coordinates. Soul coordinate. Then there's emotional waves. Sometimes I'll be fine, and then suddenly she's right there. Her energy, her warmth, her essence, not sadness, just her presence. Because the soul communicates through feeling. Feeling is the oldest language of love. Quiet knowing. This is one grief can't explain away. That inner certainty. She's still with me. She's still connected to Bella. In the quiet ways, sisters stay stitched together even when one is beyond sight. She's still guiding this family forward. Love doesn't stop speaking just because the physical voice goes silent. Love finds another instrument. So where does the soul go? To a different type of home? I don't claim to know the architecture of the afterlife. I don't pretend I've solved what mystics chase. But I do know this: a soul as bright as Candace does not fade. She moves, she learns, she heals, she watches, she comforts. She stretches into a dimension that held all of her potential, all of her what ifs, all of her purpose beyond the physical world. And she sends pieces of it back to us. Breadcrumbs, signals, tiny flashes that say, I'm still here, I didn't go far, and I'm still walking with Bella too, just differently. The soul doesn't retreat, it converts into energy, into intuition, into awareness, into legacy, into love that refuses to die. What we had is a connection that never breaks. We fear that death severs relationship. But spiritually, it deepens it. The physical limitations fall away. Time stops mattering. Distance becomes irrelevant. Love becomes a bridge, stronger than blood, stronger than circumstance, stronger than grief. The bond you have with your person, it doesn't dissolve. It transforms, it concentrates, it purifies, it becomes luminous. And that transformation is quiet miracle. It's a quiet miracle that keeps us going. The relationship isn't over, it changed elevation. And next episode, in episode 10, we name that elevation out loud. If you're listening right now, wondering where your person went, hear this. They didn't leave you, not in the ways that matter. When you feel warmth out of nowhere, when a memory hits like a feather to the heart, when a song drops into your life uninvited, when a sign lands too perfectly to ignore, that's them. Love doesn't end, it adapts, it reinvents itself. It finds new frequencies and it learns how to reach you through whatever veil stands in the way. Next week, we gather everything. The grief, the love, the becoming, the signs, the soul journey, everything we've learned from Candace, because of Candace, and with Candace. Episode 10, You're the Light Now. A closing reflection on how we carry our loved ones forward and how we become the flame they left behind. Thank you for listening to Our Candy Rose. For those who stay, we remember. Thank you, everybody.